It used to be the case that 95% of the content that I would consume online would be fitness-related content. Content in videos from various fitness professionals, coaches, and bodybuilders, each sharing their own perspective on things like how to optimize nutrition to maximize muscle growth and fat loss, how to move with good exercise technique, how to select your exercises for your program, how to choose your rep ranges and your total weekly set volumes. I'd also listen to general muscle growth and fat loss and natural bodybuilding podcasts and conversations that covered a variety of different fitness topics. And of course, I would watch the vlogs of my favorite bodybuilders at the time. If you would have looked at my YouTube watch history up until around the past 3 or 4 years or so, it would have been pretty much entirely made up of those types of videos. That's not really the case anymore, though. As of the past several years, I've stopped consuming fitness-related content almost entirely. The reason for that is not because I don't like fitness anymore. No, it's quite the contrary. Fitness, and more specifically, natural bodybuilding, is a central pillar in my life, and it's something that I am super passionate about. In this video, while showing you footage from my latest full-body gym workout, I'm going to share with you what my reasons have been for stopping the consumption of fitness-related content and what kind of effects that's had on me. I want to be clear in saying that in sharing this all with you, I'm not going to be suggesting that you stop consuming fitness content altogether. Not at all. There's a massive fountain of fitness-related knowledge out there that many hopeful lifters will benefit from learning and putting into practice, as was definitely the case for me. Rather, I'm sharing my own personal experience with you in hopes of opening up or changing the way that you think about fitness, at least a little bit, in a way that's hopefully helpful to you on your journey to improving your physique and accomplishing your own fitness goals. Before we dive in, if you find this video to be helpful or interesting, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. Okay, let's get into it. After many years of consuming fitness-related content pretty much nonstop, I suddenly stopped doing so for a variety of different reasons. One, because I had consumed so much content from my favorite channels, fitness professionals, and influencers, it all eventually started to become repetitive. After hearing them all for so long, I found them not to say anything particularly new after a certain point. This isn't at all to their discredit. Every person worth learning from is filled with a finite pool of knowledge. After years of learning from many of them, you will have learned potentially 90% of what they teach from their unique pools of knowledge and what their perspectives are. The second reason, because some of the drama between varying fitness schools of thought, like the science-based lifters versus the bro bodybuilders, or the drama between different fitness influencers mixed in with most fitness content, was uninteresting to me. A massive part of fitness content revolves not just around objective knowledge or education, but around entertainment. And for me personally, the drama or the entertainment element of it all is something that I don't find myself particularly drawn to. It's kind of like the legacy media news channels. They report the news, but do so in a way to heavily elicit an emotional response, and usually with a heavy push toward a certain biased point of view. Oftentimes, the truth of the matter actually becomes lost in the emotionally driven narratives that often would be in correspondence with a particular bias. Not so different from a lot of fitness content. My third reason? Well, because the world of muscle growth and fat loss is relatively new as far as scientific research goes, much of what is being taught and revealed through the research either becomes debunked or is eventually shown to not be as important as initially thought. For example, at one point, HIIT was all the rage, as the research initially showed it was one of the most effective means for burning calories and losing fat, which has since kind of been debunked for a variety of reasons. Or more recently, that including length and partials are a must for maximizing muscle growth, which over the past few years seems to have been shown to be blown out of proportion potentially. Because what researchers are learning on an ongoing basis is always changing, I find myself less interested in the big, present, hyped up discoveries, since they are often debunked or shown to be not as important as they might seem to be, at least in the present. And here's my fourth reason. Just a heads up on this one, it might seem a bit off kilter from the first three. There's an element of the fitness industry that's mixed into tons of content that I think is blatantly unhelpful to the human person. I'm talking about how fitness culture tends to revolve excessively around ego and envy. As far as what I mean by pushing excessive egotism goes, I mean there being too much of a focus on oneself to the point of pushing pridefulness, and to the point of that becoming something that's potentially negatively impactful. And as far as envy goes, in this context, it might come as a byproduct of exposing oneself to tons of content stemming from individuals who have absolutely incredible physiques, whose physiques we might find ourselves wishing we had. Getting to the point of envying the physiques of others often leads to misery and frustration when looking and comparing to oneself, which is not ideal. To broadly summarize, excessive focus on one's ego to promote pridefulness and falling into becoming envious are, from what I have learned and experienced, are the path to feeling kind of despair and disappointment. As such, I find myself nowadays running the opposite direction of any content that has hints of that mixed into it. That's not to say every fitness content creator creates content of that nature. Some are incredibly humble and modest, like the 3DMJ coaches, for example. But there's enough of it out there to keep me away. And honestly, I think the social media algorithms push that kind of ego and envy-driven content. Let me know in the comment section if you've found any of my 4 reasons to be relatable to your own experience with consuming content too. At this point, you might be wondering, well, hey, if lifting weights is such a passion for you, wouldn't you want to keep learning more? Wouldn't you want to immerse yourself in it by consuming lots of fitness content? Great questions. The answer to both of them is predominantly yes, but also no. To keep up with an ongoing process of learning, what I do is simple. I receive my education, or more specifically, I receive mentorship from primarily one real-time source, my natural bodybuilding coach, Jeff Alberts. Ironically, I first became interested in his coaching through his and the 3DMJ YouTube channel fitness content. This is one of the reasons, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that I'm not encouraging anyone to stop consuming content altogether, as I never would have learned about Jeff unless I was consuming his content at the time. Since I know Jeff is ultra experienced, wise, and knowledgeable, I'm perfectly content with trusting the guidance he gives me as I progress on my own natural bodybuilding journey. The mentorship he provides is 100% personalized to me and leaves me without second-guessing things. Because fitness and lifting weights is not an exact science, we do try some lifting and nutrition approaches that are well-inferenced trial and error attempts, but in doing so, I've learned a ton. I found having one mentor or one single source of education and guidance at this point to be overall far more positively impactful than consuming a variety of different online fitness-related content. And as far as wanting to immerse myself in fitness goes, I lift regularly. I'm knee-deep in a natural bodybuilding competition prep and have a coach who I correspond with regularly. I'm pretty darn immersed in it all, and I don't feel much of a pull anymore to spend any more of my time fixating on it. So, what are the effects of consuming hardly any fitness content over the past several years? Well, here's what I found. And again, this is coming from someone who loves fitness and is both a physique coach by career and, ironically, also a content creator. From not consuming a variety of different pieces of education from differing opinions and schools of thought, I second guess myself less. It can be both fun and helpful to take what you learn from fitness content, trial it, and see if it does or doesn't work well for you. The downside to that, however, is the second guessing and the wondering if what you're doing is actually as effective as you're hoping for it to be. You get no closure as to if what you're trialing is actually working well or not. Because I get my guidance and education purely from a single mentor and the bank of information that I've accumulated over the years, I feel more confidence in my approach and see improvements in a more streamlined fashion. From consuming less of the entertainment element of fitness content, I feel like that's simply saved me bandwidth to spend on other things, other interests, other forms of leisure. Simply put, and again, I know this isn't the case for everyone, I'm just not really drawn to that kind of fitness content entertainment. And not consuming any of either intentionally and or unintentionally included ego and envy driven elements that are mixed into so much fitness content, I find that really helps to keep me in a healthier frame of mind. Instead of consuming that kind of content and being bogged down by the pushback of it, a ton of my mental and emotional bandwidth is saved to spend on my other preferred areas of leisure. That being primarily areas like religion and philosophy. Funny enough, after ceasing to consume so much social media content, I've actually found that I really love reading. I never would have realized how much I was missing out on it unless I had stopped the fitness content binging. The leisure outside of fitness, which is also my area of work, has ironically helped me to become more mentally and emotionally well-rounded. And truly, that's something that's actually helped me in my approach to fitness. For example, learning about the different virtues, temperance, fortitude, prudence, patience, you name it. Each of those virtues is applicable to bettering oneself through fitness. And through fitness, each of those virtues can be sharpened and refined. Another example, learning the importance of the unified body and spirit through a religious lens has positively impacted my motivations for pursuing my own personal fitness goals or physique goals, particularly within natural bodybuilding. It's actually made natural bodybuilding even more meaningful for me. And a final example, learning about the dangers that can come through our fitness culture, like how it can be excessively ego and envy driven, and how it can absolutely crush the spirit of any unknowing person who finds themselves enveloped in that element of the fitness culture. Through learning about those dangers and developing an awareness of them, it's helped me to stay clear of them, ultimately helping me from a mental and emotional standpoint. My summarizing points in sharing all of this is that by ceasing to consume fitness content, it gave me time and bandwidth to learn more and spend time in my other perceived important areas of interest, areas that have led me to grow far more than if I just continued to consume fitness content alone. And funny enough, those other areas of interest for me have actually strengthened and reinforced my physique goals, not taken away from them. And there you have it. Again, I want to reiterate that I'm not suggesting that you need to stop consuming fitness-related content. There's a ton that you can learn from it. I know that I definitely did. And geez Louise, I'm both a physique coach and someone that creates fitness-related content after all. My intention in sharing my experience with you is to perhaps shift your way about thinking about things a little bit in a way that's hopefully helpful for you in pursuing your own physique and fitness-related goals. So at this point, I would love to know your feedback. What's your experience with consuming fitness-related content? Do you find it to be helpful? Do you learn a lot from it? If so, what in particular do you like about it, or what do you not like about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Before the video comes to a close, I want to quickly let you know about the work that I do. When I'm not making YouTube videos or Instagram content, I work full-time as an online physique coach, where I help my clients to accomplish their muscle growth and fat loss goals by optimizing their approach to strength training and nutrition. And I coach them through the process. I've been doing this work for over 7 years and love helping my clients to not only transform their bodies, but ultimately their lives. If you've been considering getting some help with accomplishing your own physique goals, feel free to hit the link in the description below, where you can learn a little bit more about the work that I do and how it can help you. You can even use that link to schedule a free video consultation with me. If you have any questions about the work that I do and how I can help you, just email me at sam@jadeathletics.ca. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.